hello everybody. Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Going into part 3 of the Sprawl. So, Relay, Drez comes in. What are you doing when this happens? Where are you? Just set the scene for me, Relay.
I think I'm just in the compound, talking to because like we're engaged in like work essentially all the time. So I think I'm just helping out with that while people are off doing things. Because like we have our scavenging operation, we have our political operation that we run. So I'm involved in both of those.
Okay. All right. So you come in. And you come in, Drez, and what did you say?
I'd just say something along the lines of they got really difficult, or like they got really hot really fast. I think they're okay though. People shouldn't know we were there, maybe. Fingers crossed.
Well, that's very disappointing. These all were supposed to be very simple parts of the operation.
Yeah, I might have screwed up a little bit. It might almost be my fault.
And like Relay walks over to you and like puts a hand, like reaches up to put a hand on your shoulder and is just like, it's okay, Drez. I know that you're trying your best.
Yeah, I did. And
I know that you're as dedicated to this cause as anyone else is. And that you'll do everything that you can to make sure that this doesn't fall apart, that we can help these people, right?
yeah, and the screen on my face has a little smiley face. I just nod. And I guess we just gotta wait until they get back. Unless you want to explain to me your plan of interfacing with this person, or
Well, did they find anything out? Do we have information?
It looked like it. They got to speak to one of the refugees. Yeah, like nothing bad happened there. So hopefully they got what we need, a way of finding where or who or whatever it is we need to kidnap. Make friends.
I've been thinking if I could just interface with one of them, I could relive their experience and find out what it is they're being made to do. It might be that I can access parts of their experience that they won't remember due to the program.
Again, you can totally expose them. You can be like, look at all the evil shit that this corporation does, and then everybody will hate them and everybody will think you're a hero. Yeah. No, I'm into it. Let's wait till they get back and see what we found.
Yeah, hopefully they will have someone for us.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll wait for Katya
we can
and
cut
Jinx
to
show
that. So where are Drez and Relay when Katya and a very badly beaten up Jinx come back?
Relay is just like sitting down from like across from the main entrance to the compound and just like waits. I'm just like bloop, and I just sit and wait for however many hours it takes because I'm a weirdo that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like at some point on the like public transit ride, like Jinx is like, let me down. I could totally stand up and just let me down, okay? Like I'm fine. And then like Katya would be like, yeah, and then I would like crumple.
Like not at all fine.
Not at all fine. Yeah, but yeah, whenever we get back, I would probably still be able to like stand on my own 2 feet or whatever.
Yeah, you just got like a purple bruise forming on your
like really bad.
Just like directly across your nose and eye, like there's just purple bruising.
Mm-hmm.
I look like shit.
Bags.
So I guess we like walk up.
Yeah.
Hey, Relay, like my eyes are all like swollen and you're kind of blurry, but like I know it's you because I've seen you so many times.
You got stung by a bag of bees.
Yeah, just like, hey, what's up? How are things here? Looks busy. and like it's kind of crickets, like because it took so long to get here.
While Jinx is talking, I've sent in AR the information, like the contact information for the agent to relay.
Okay.
And after Jinx is finished with like the weird small talk, like I'm totally not injured, kind of
Yeah.
like don't talk about the elephant in the room kind of shit. I just go, she was knocked out by a security robot while waiting in the hallway.
Please, that robot was like, it was huge. Definitely, I put up. It's dead now. Yep.
Side note, that information will allow us to contact a representative of the Elixir program. I found out that they have no physical location for implanting the chips or anything like that. It is just representatives that they send out to people who are interested. So if we feign an interest, get a representative to come to us, then kidnap said representative and force them to bring us back to where their program is centered and destroy that place, we have achieved our goal.
Yeah, what she said.
I think that at this point we need to look at the most direct and expedient way that we can deal with this before things become too hot for
As
us.
far as I'm aware, this is the most direct and expedient way, unless DRES has found the address on its own.
I'm working on getting your car back. If that helps.
Yes, thank you for that.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, at least you took responsibility for it.
Oh my god, no, I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I'm deceptive.
You are deceptive. It's true.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm working on getting your car back. There was this other hacker in the Matrix with me, and that's why it's so difficult. And they had the robot, and they were trying to fight you with the robot, and I was doing that, so I made it not be able to shoot lethal rounds at you, but I couldn't turn off the whole thing. And they got the car while I wasn't looking. And one of them exploded someone else's car for no reason.
Yeah, he totally had like a bullet gun, and then he put it away. I saw that. Yeah, that's what happened. Thank you. You saved my life. Look, this guy saved my life. Yeah, that's what happened.
A big smiley face on the,
This is just like when you see teenagers lie badly and you just can't be bothered to fucking correct them. It's just like, okay, whatever you want me to believe, fucking fine, just get my car back.
And Relay like is looking at that scene and then just like turns to Katya, who is the last like sane person left in this crew currently.
Literally, like Relay included.
Yeah, and Katya, or yeah, Relay just says to Katya like, I trust that you have the right objective in mind, and that if we follow your direction, we will be successful.
Do we have an apartment somewhere controlled by one of your people that we can call her to as if it were our own residence? Or them too, as if it were our own residence? Because
I'm sure I can declare a contact for that.
I was going to say, I don't think that bringing them here will provide accurate.
Yeah, so Adam, I would like to declare my contact
Just
for this session.
Come on down. Where do you live? You know, the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, you want to declare contact? Sure.
Yeah. I want to know a slumlord.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask a quick question before we move forward and I forget? Does me shooting the robot give me deliberately choose to use violence to overcome a problem?
Oh yeah. That was a stupid move. So.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
And I'm assuming hiding my identity when having that whole conversation with that woman counts as.
Oh yeah. The ghost thing, totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Move forward. I just wanted to remember that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Lord.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I know this owner of many buildings, or or like operator of many buildings. Maybe they don't own them all, but they're
So,
responsible for
are
them.
you thinking, when you say slumlord, are you thinking like a tool of a corporation that owns many buildings, or are you thinking like a person who has personally like how, I guess, how fancy do you want to be? I think it's probably the former, but I want to clear up what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is some like shady situation. It's not a proper corporate setup, but that in this case that actually works out for us because it can be someone who's down and out and wants to get into the program and move up,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
so in this particular case, yeah, knowing this person where it's like some kind of fringe, like, or I mean, probably they're involved in organized crime. And so in that sense, in this setting, right, like the organized crime is essentially a corporation, but that they're, yeah, this kind of like relatively fringe element, because otherwise I wouldn't, you know, have a business relationship with them.
Okay.
And yeah, do you want to roll up their name and stuff?
I've been doing that. I got a name here. So let me just pick a good last name. So his name is Alejandro. His last name is Sokolov. Alejandro Sokolov.
Great.
And yeah, he is
Does he make
a
elixirs?
he's
Oh my god, yeah, he's Elixir.
he's involved in he's involved in yeah, real estate and you know, people moving up in the world. He just wants to provide people with a place to live. Everybody got to have a place to live, right?
Yeah. So he's got some like shady real estate brokerage that he operates that is also like money laundering for the mob or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great. This is an excellent person. And so I just like am contacting him, you know, via AR to just get the use of an apartment for a short period of time with no questions asked.
Right.
Which is the kind of request he gets all the time, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need
know
an
that
apartment for about 5 minutes. Okay.
No, like this is going to be like several hours.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Hopefully
sometimes it's only 5
plastic
minutes. You
sheets
know
of
what I
walls.
mean, right?
Okay. I mean,
He doesn't operate a love hotel,
No,
Blue Jay.
exactly.
I mean, maybe not for you.
God, I don't want to hear about your
12.
awkward
He
5-minute long
I mean, to be
teenager
fair,
sex.
he probably does own like an apartment building that is used for that explicit thing.
He owns several love hotels, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for doing
Yeah.
drugs in or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I provide drugs.
So yeah. Okay. So he yeah, you're gonna call him up.
Mhm.
Let's have you make the move. Let's have you hit the streets.
Yeah, so I hit the streets with style. I hit the streets with style.
As one does.
Woof.
Wow. No.
I get a 5. I do a bad job.
Okay. All right.
This is like the opposite of last game where we rolled really well.
Yeah,
This
you were
is the
killing it
like
last
we
game.
all fucking suck at everything.
So you call him up, and he's like, you go through several like, you know, call relays until someone realizes that it's you and that like he actually would want to talk to you. And so yeah, in AR he pops up. He's got like a video feed from his office. He's got a big kind of fake wood desk. And behind him, he has like an old faded painting. And he's really proud of it. He says it's like the Tsar of Russia or something, like the old, like it's a painting of like some like really old Russian patriarch in a really like nice looking frame, but it's all old and faded.
And he styles himself after this person.
And yeah, there's a splatter of like discoloration on the frame, and he's like, yeah, Winter Palace, you know, revolution. This is real. This is like real stuff, real history. But like the dude is from Puerto Rico. Like he's not.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, he's like the Russian mob equivalent of like a weeb, right? He's like really into like
Yeah, totally.
Russian history, and he's got a bunch of like prison tattoos, but he's never been to prison. And And yeah, and so you call him up. He's got
This
this like
sounds like exactly the kind of guy that I'm gonna have to hurt.
he's got this red satin shirt on, unbuttoned like a little too far. Yeah, and so he's like, relay, so good to hear from you. What can I do for you? He's like,
Yes,
trying to look really
hello.
busy.
Hello, Alejandro. Just a quick request. I need access to one of the apartments that we usually use. The standard arrangement, just for 6 hours, we'll say.
He says, do you need cleanup services?
No, we'll take care of any cleanup.
Yeah, he nods. He says, I'll have to take a deposit regardless. Business, you know.
Of course.
And you see him like get distracted by something else in his AR, and he's like, hang on a second, relay. And he like puts you on like hold. You just see his glyph as he like goes out, and his glyph is this very ornate looking like coat of arms, basically, that he's like
Of course,
patched together
yeah.
from and then he comes back a second later, and he's like, so it might be that we could help each other out. Now, where are you having this conversation, relay? Are you alone? Are you like?
I'm alone, and this is a like phone call, AR phone call. So
Yes,
it's all
it's
happening
all
inside
happening.
my head,
Yeah.
quietly.
All right.
Yeah.
So he says to you, he says, maybe I can help you out. You answer a few questions for me. Do you know this woman? And he like brings up a picture of Katya. Katya, what do you look like in this picture? This is a photograph that the Combinat is using to track you down. Is this
What do I look like in this photo?
Is this a photo that they took of you? Like, is it a security photo? Is it?
I think it's a like a police mugshot almost. I probably went to prison at some point for a short period.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause
So it's like
Oh.
Katya with like really short hair, like shaved on the sides, with like really nasty like punch to the face, like to the cheek, like clearly bruised up and like yellow and stuff.
That's rad.
And like a black tank top, and you can see all the tattoos down her like left arm.
I keep thinking of the picture of Sirius Black from Harry Potter, like
Yeah.
holding his son, just looking pissed. yeah, cool. And this isn't like your intake photo. This is like a mid sentence, like you got your sentence increased, and they had to update
Yeah.
your photo.
This is the like. I worked for the Combinat and I got arrested, and then I did some stuff in prison for the Combinat that probably got me more in trouble.
Yeah, totally. And I definitely like, you spent some time, like this photo has the Krug logo on it because you know that Krug is all about that prison industrial complex,
yeah.
especially in like
Yeah.
Eastern Europe. So yeah, he brings up this photo and he's like, and you've talked, you know enough about Alejandro and you know his mannerisms. He's playing mob boss here, and he
Yeah.
it's not a question. He knows that you know her, but he's like prefacing the next part of the conversation, but wanting to see how you react.
Yeah, and realize just like, who's that? You should tell me about them.
You can see the disappointment, but also the like, oh, I'm so excited I get to keep putting on mob boss pressure. He's like really, I hate being lied to. I'm gonna give you a chance to think this through. You know this woman?
I don't like playing games, Alejandro. If you know that I know this person and you're just trying to get me to admit it, I'm not interested. Just tell me what's happening.
He says, I have associates who are looking for her. You help me, help them, I help you. Everyone stays happy.
You and I both know this is a very dangerous woman.
He nods. All the more reason for you to cooperate. I would not want you getting hurt.
I don't like making dangerous enemies.
By the way, like on an out of character sort of level, I gotta say, like, Relay probably has all the information required to bury me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like exactly where I live, like that kind of stuff.
On an out of character level, you better be glad that this is a private call because Jinx would be like, "Oh yeah, no, I know things. I could set you money, right? Yeah, some money. Yeah,
Yeah, Jinx is just like, how much will you pay me? Is it any amount of money? Great, I'll sell my friend out. Yeah. No. Relay is used to being this particular person. I'm sure many of my friends are being hunted by various people, and I have to do the dance, the juggling act of like, oh, well, you want this, but this other person also wants them. So like, you guys have to work it out. And maybe that's the angle I'll take. And so, yeah, to Alejandro, I'm just like, also, do you think you're the first person to come here to me looking for her?
He shakes his head. He says, no.
Hotly contested commodity.
All the more reason for you to cooperate.
If I cooperate with you, Alejandro, then I'm not cooperating with someone else. You see how this is a difficult position for me.
Oh, and you like this someone else more than you like me? I thought we were friends, Relay.
I don't play favorites. I like everyone.
A rising tide lifts all ships. If I make good with my friends, then I'm in a position to help you better, more. I have things that could help you in your crusade.
So what do you want then?
He says, nothing complicated. Just an opportunity to introduce this woman and my friends.
If it's a meeting, I can arrange it.
He nods.
If it's an assassination, I feel less comfortable.
He looks hurt. He's like, assassination. You wound me, Relay. Besides, if this woman is as dangerous as you say, it would be difficult to assassinate her in this fashion. No, my friends just want to have a talk. I will set up the place. You give her the time. Easy as that. Simple. Clean.
And so about that apartment, 6 hours. And then I give him like a date and time.
Okay. He says, I don't have to remind you of what a mistake it would be for you to cross me on this. I have powerful allies, Relay, and I would like you to continue being one of them.
Alejandro, I haven't gotten this far just betraying people or not honoring their trust.
He nods. I like that. I like that word, trust. We have trust, Relay. Good. Good. I will...
We have exactly this much of it. This
I will,
tiny kernel.
I will send you the key code for the apartment. And I will tell my friends to look forward to their meeting.
Yes. Click.
Okay.
The obligatory click sound to let you know that the conversation is over.
Yeah. Listen, some programs don't do that, and it's very fucking confusing. You'd be like, "Are you here? Are we in the call?
Hello?
Is it happening? Discord? I'm looking at you." Okay. So what do you do after that call?
So I assume that the meeting where I sell out Katya to the mob is going to happen after the mission.
Yeah,
Later. Yeah. Okay, great. So then I just send out to everyone, we have this apartment for this time. Let's get this guy to come perform maintenance or an installation or whatever. And then, either like we abduct and interrogate him, or I like brain dive him and get all of his secrets out of him, stuff like that.
So are we moving from legwork to action now, finally? Or?
I feel like we're finally going into action.
We are.
Okay. So what is your plan? Lay it out for me.
Here's how it's going to be. Is that Katya is going to lay the plan for you, and I'm just going to present her to you. Here she is.
Okay.
Sorry, you started talking and I started talking at the same time, and I was just like, actually, no, I'll let.
So the plan is, we get a maintenance or like a technician for this Elixir program to come talk to us at this apartment, as if we were prospective clients or some people with a maintenance problem, that kind of thing. Then kidnap them and force them to reveal whereabouts we can destroy all of the shit that needs to be destroyed, and then destroy that shit. I mean, that's the
Okay,
basics
so
of the-
that's Katya's plan, and then the addendum to the plan is 2 layers. One is that I'm going to try to like get myself like patched into their network of human drones in the hopes of liberating these people and also implanting a kind of ideological virus into them. But then further to that, I think we're also going to have Drez have cooked up a actual computer virus that we're going to inject into the system so that we have our whole like sleeper agent thing going on.
Yeah, if possible.
So yeah, it's like destroy / subvert this network of humans, of literal sleeper agents.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
But I think like the crew has the whole like nested plans thing where there's like the surface level plan and then there's like the private objectives within it. Because who knows what Jinx is going to try to do.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Cool. Well, mark XP. You've decided how to hit the project.
Yes.
And then let's see how that goes. What is the first step and who's doing it?
The first step is luring this technician in. And it sounds like Katya is the one who's set up to do it.
Yeah, I have the information, but anybody can make the call. So, who feels
do
that
we-
they could get somebody to come to a location the easiest?
I'm really good at fast talking people, so it could be
So-
me.
So is Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you going to act as the bait and actually go there? And like you're going to track the dude as he tries to get there, and like he opens the door and you shut the door behind him, sort of deal. Or you
Yeah,
can, like,
I'm definitely the bait in this on like many levels. And
I'm there
then
to perform a service I've performed many times before: kidnapping.
yeah, so Katya's probably going to be like tailing this guy as he approaches, and then yeah, like you were saying, I feel like that's a cool maneuver to just be like, ah yes, you have arrived, and then suddenly there is a goon behind you.
Hmm. That's the plan.
And Jinx can also help with security because she has a gang of people.
Yeah, I got folk. I mean,
feel
they're
like-
kids, but sure.
I feel like Jinx and Katya are going to probably be working in tandem to like secure the area and also like tail this guy as he approaches.
In very different ways, but yeah.
Because
Yeah.
y'all have such a
Like-
good
like
functional
if you-
working
The
relationship.
thing is, right, like Katya's not always like the, kind of dressed down drab person. She's the kind of person who'd be at home casually in like the goth bar we described in the first episode of these characters. But she knows when to choose particular outfits.
Mhm.
So yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, no, Jinx would be like, it's the kids in the alleyways like that you see all the time but you never think about, and then they like, it's very little, like, is it Varys? It's very Varys.
All the
like
little birds.
I have a lot of little birds. Yeah. So like that would be my like keeping tabs sort of maneuver, if that's what we're doing.
I'll sit at home. I'll work on this computer virus. We'll be there as backup.
Okay. Does
And
anybody
guys-
does anybody have any like when you start the mission moves?
So I have a when you begin a mission, but none for when you begin the action phase.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Cool. All right. So I guess you're Katya, you're calling this person.
I think maybe I make the call.
Okay.
So I'm like in the apartment
Yeah, give it to somebody with better style than
Okay.
me.
and I've got like my encrypted comms relay set up in a corner. And with like I've got my whole like equipment rig stashed in the room.
Okay.
So that I have like a secure communication hub, and also so that Drez can be there, right? Without needing to physically be there. And then I like place the call.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And we have our like cover story or whatever. So am I just like spoofing being what's her face?
McNamara, or am I being some new person that the
No, I
technician
think
is going to
you're,
install
you're
into?
yeah, you're doing the new person thing.
Okay, yeah. So I take that line with this technician, but are we getting a specific technician to come out? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, she has a guy. He's an onboarding.
Like a particular.
He has an
yeah.
onboarding specialist. His name is Christian Vestergaard, and he works with her particularly and other clients. But yeah.
That's okay. We got his number from our friendly friend McNamara. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So I take the
well,
angle that it's
yeah.
a
Let's
referral.
see how that goes. So let's just play it
Yeah.
out. So you call him,
Yeah.
and after like going through the phone tree, whenever you get connected to him, so he picks the line and he's like, Christian Vestergaard.
Yes, hello. My friend, what's her name? Leanne?
Lori.
Or Lori, sorry. My friend Lori referred me to you. She gave me your number, and said that you would be able to help me with my. Well, I have some financial difficulties. You see.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, like so he's confused at first. He's like, I'm. Oh yes, the program, right. This is highly unorthodox. Usually there's a vetting you see, I'm quite far along in the chain. So do you have you spoken with one of our intake operators or?
Yes, I did, but when I went to the intake center, there was a bit of an incident, and unfortunately, they stopped providing what would be the word for it? Like, it's not like a tour, but like a, they didn't have any sessions available for the rest of that day due to some kind of security thing. It was all very confusing. But I was hoping that given the urgency of my situation, well, and certainly Miss McNamara thought so, that I might, extenuating circumstances, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and he says you can hear him making like agreement noises, and he's like, yes, it's the strangest thing. All the induction sites have been shut down the last few days, and well, you know how it is with beta programs. And he laughs like that's a joke that everyone should be able to identify with.
And I do the like perfectly calculated, like nervous but confused chuckling.
Yeah, like ha, 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 yes.
That makes people like feel like I am both trying to please them and also like totally in over my head. Yeah,
totally, because that's what he wants, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Well, let's have you fast talk him. Let's see how this goes. Let's see whether he's like,
okay.
Please wait until the sites are back up, or if he's like, oh yeah, totally.
I'll spend my last hold from Driven
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like this is the one where it really needs to go correct.
It gives you a +1, right?
So it gives me a +1 on the roll. Whew, okay.
Right.
So 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm. Can anybody help you?
Yeah.
I definitely can help you.
How so?
I feel like Katya would have like coached me a bit on this as well, with like information and setup, if nothing else.
Yeah. What do we roll for help? It's the
Links.
right?
That thing that we keep
Yeah,
forgetting
links unless you have
exists.
a move.
Okay. 10.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah. So we had like talked about it beforehand, and there's been a bit of like coaching and being like, these are the people's names and these are the like circumstances, and
Yeah.
getting me all.
So
You know,
he
like,
says,
if
and
you-
this
if
this
you
this in
mention
the
whatever, yeah.
this
Yeah.
in the fiction would represent a like a moment, a blink, right? Where he's like, all the induction centers and our matrix site have been in lockdown. You know how betas are, and then you hear him kind of hesitate. He's like, and you look over at Katya and you remember some of the things Katya said, and then he says, but you know what? It's all right. Better to strike while the iron's hot. I can bring over a module and we can get you processed on site.
It's more like pounce while the prey's neck is exposed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Seize the jugular. While it's
That's
there.
right. Coffee's for closers, and if he lets you go,
Yeah.
no coffee
Yeah,
for you,
exactly.
Vestergaard. So he says, I have you here, and he does that again, creepy customer service thing where he's like, I have you residing at, and he just recites the address.
Yeah.
And you can hear the practice like he's covering for the fact that he knows he has to go into yet another like ghetto right?
Yep.
And deal with more poor people. This is a very tolerant job. He's waiting to get out of it into a better job, right? But he's putting his hours in. Because
I mean,
you know,
it's
if you
totally a thing, right? If
Yeah.
he gets this extra person, it's another person on his quota that he can put in later, and he's
That's right.
flustered out of that. It's
That's
perfect.
right.
We'll use their pyramid scheme against them.
And he says to you, and he's like, so I've already sent you, he says, I've already sent you a few appointments. I have one as early as 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, and that fits within our little time window for the apartment. So yeah.
See, this is where eliding that, right? Like the fact that you just assumed it is something that, because we've played these kinds of games before, is important to point out, because I think there would be there's another school of GMing where I'd be like, I don't know, let me roll. Oh, no, you don't have the apartment then. Right.
And I'm like, fine, I just take out my pistol from my pocket and shoot myself in the head. Let's play a different game.
Yeah. But like, I think that's important to just be like, yeah, we're in the HBO TV show of this game, like, obviously, because we need it to fit.
Of course the characters would be good enough to make this work, otherwise they wouldn't be doing this job in the first place. Or like there's a certain kind of fundamental
exactly. So we can just, and that's the thing, you can just assume that. So yeah, he gives you this appointment that's now, and when you say, like, what do you say to him? You're like, oh, that'd be perfect, or
yes, I can make that work.
Yeah, and he says, good, you'll be my last appointment for the day. I'm glad you're motivated. It's nice to hear. Oh,
and Relay just says, when he's like, you'll be the last appointment for the day, I'm just like, oh, perfect.
So he says, now you wouldn't happen to have Miss McNamara's customer reference number. It would be terrible for her not to get her referral bonus for this.
Oh, certainly. And do I have it?
Yes, you do.
Would that be part of what Katya had picked up?
Yeah, part of the information.
I will, however, point out, if you give it to him, she'll be notified that someone signed up using her code. And she may be like, wait a second, I don't...
Wait a second.
Yeah.
So maybe what I will do is not give it to him, and instead say, I actually was thinking I might just pay her back out of my own pocket just to keep things, since we're breaching protocol. I just don't want to have anyone get in trouble. Certainly not my friend.
Yeah, and he's like, of course. If you change your mind, once the database is back up, I can look up her number manually. We can pass the credit along. Or if you have another reference number you'd like us to use, anyone is fine.
And I think the implied thing here too is like that I will bribe him if I need to, as well as just like, oh, I have some money set aside for like greasing the wheels on this. So
yeah, it's interesting because he's in a position where he wants, it's protocol, right? Like the bosses who are monitoring this conversation, if he doesn't ask about the number, he'll get in shit, but he has to de-incentivize using it because then nobody gets anything for free, right? So you're doing that little dance with him.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, we're both trying to get this. Ultimately, neither of us want that referral to go through, so it works out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So he says, good.
Oh, you know what? Actually, no. Let's roll back slightly.
Okay, sure.
Because I am compassionate, Adam. It says right here on my character sheet. And so if this would give her...
Ooh, it totally would. It would be
free stuff and would be good for her and her kids.
Yeah.
And I haven't met them. I don't know how shitty they are.
Well, I mean, yes, I think culturally we could talk a little bit about this, but I don't know that, even though the modern perception of those kids was that they're shitty, this is
normal now.
Yeah, I think that's normal for American culture. Like, I think that's what most people would be
that's
like.
What
oh,
like
they're just...
mega America had become at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways, yeah. So
yelling
I have to push.
Mom to your mom is not abnormal. Like, it's okay.
And so we have this number, Adam? We were saying we might.
Yes. Yeah, it's in her file.
Okay, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm saying like, oh yes, that would be good to help her out. After all, she's doing so much for me as well as you. If we could use that, that would be wonderful.
Elf, maybe you can help me figure out what's the name of the like Elixir loyalty program, like the points that you get. Because she's not getting money. She's not getting stuff. She's not getting time. She's getting a bunch of loyalty points. Like,
what are the loyalty points? What do you think, Blue Jay? Elixir was your thing initially.
Loyalty points for Elixir?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's their like loyalty program? called? Like, he's like, oh, I wouldn't want her to miss out on her.
Is it Prestige?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And they measure you in all kinds of like obscure, like you don't
It's
start.
all the scale is all referential to like famous prestigious people or like
Yeah, totally.
style icons and stuff. You're at the Gucci tier.
Oh my god, that's so good. Right, and of course, everyone who is anyone knows why one tier is higher than the other, even though there's no way. Like, it's not like gold, silver, bronze. Like, it's just
Yeah, no,
culturally
it's
like.
like Versace, Louis Vuitton is obviously above Gucci, but below Versace.
Right, Prada's
you
in
know?
there somewhere. Like, oh, I see that would put her into Prada level. Wow, that's exciting for her.
That's really good news for her. She'll get access to all these things,
right.
right?
She'll get access to the catalog. Yeah, the next tier of the catalog. Okay, that's so good. Prestige. Amazing. Okay. So she'll get 26 prestige points from this transaction. And so he says, well, before I let you go, just so that I can be prepared for our meeting, are there any of our products, anything from our catalog that you're particularly interested in? Are you looking at an upgrade to your home? Maybe some new automotive options? Have you ever owned a boat? It's fantastic.
Get him to bring a gun that you threaten him with. when he
Listen,
comes
I'm just
into the
about
house.
guns, okay?
No. I have to maintain the angle of. Oh well, I was hoping to upgrade some of my cybernetic limb replacements, which I received as medical prosthesis, to something a bit more elegant.
So you can hear him, and this is like what it like. I don't know if you've ever heard someone speaking and then flipping on like a vocoder or flipping on like an auto tuner. He starts to speak in a neutral tone, but either his phone or his built-in like vocal cord adjustment stuff puts on the like empathy filter, and so like for a second his voice shifts into a like, oh, like I'm sorry, like you can hear it kind of like drop, and he's like, yeah, he's like, oh, that's horrible. Of course. I'll make sure to bring along all of the latest. We have some really fantastic stuff, and I think you'll be able to find something that fits right in with your dream of the person that you could be. And
of course, the like cyber body replament like package is one of the more expensive ones. Yeah. So we're just luring this guy in. Like,
totally.
Yes,
he's getting a what's it called when people get paid more for
commission?
He's getting a commission erection right now for sure. He's just like, oh yeah, cyber stuff, awesome. And so he's like, well, I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Lovely, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, and as soon as he hangs up, like, there's a scene where it's like him in like a bank of all these other like dudes in like white suits talking on phones in front of AR displays. And he just does like a little fist pump, like, oh yeah.
Nailed it, Kirk. Whatever my name is.
He has like a button that he whacks and makes a sound.
And he like points over at Johnson, and Johnson looks at him, and they just fucking, oh, I hate you. But later, when they're having hate sex, it'll fuel
and
that
like
for them.
There's like a panel at one end that just displays all of their current like ratings, and he like goes up a few places on the scoreboard.
Yeah, the leaderboard. Totally.
His like call center
and
leaderboard.
And because it's like the dystopian cyber future, the leaderboard is like, huge. Like it's a giant like multi-billboard size facade.
Yeah, it's like the one whole wall of this massive warehouse full of call center drones.
Awesome.
Has this on it. Yeah.
Rad. Cool. All right. So yeah, he gets up to go get a cup of coffee and get ready for his 2 o'clock. So let's take our last break here, and then we can ambush this poor corporate drone when we get back. So stick around. Vengeance against the mega corporations when we return.